Hello, we're live. Happy Friday. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. And thank you for joining me this Friday. I'm back. I had the week off. I was not well last week, but I'm back. And I'm calling this my birthday week stream. So it was my birthday on Monday, 1st of September, actually the first day of spring here in Australia. And we had some lovely weather. I also got to not be at work, so what a treat, a good gift that I gave to myself. And I spent the day doing things that I enjoy, which included I made a little bit of a rearrangement to the garage display. I decided that I thought the camo tumbler needed to move up. And I'm really happy with how this looks. I love having the camo tumbler breaking up the two black vehicles and all that. So I got to spend a little bit of time doing that. I'm using a different phone/camera for this stream that seems to be wanting to make the background beautifully sort of, is it bokeh? Out of focus? I don't know. Apologies. It is what it is. And because it's birthday week stream, there is going to be birthday week stream rules. So I don't know if people read the description, but if you didn't, that's fine, because we will go through the rules. And not a rule, but something I acknowledge in the birthday stream overview is, yes, I'm wearing a shirt with photos of Shuri. It's actually part of a custom pajama set, but I thought this was so cool. I wanted to wear it on the stream. So a really good friend of mine made me custom pajamas with photos of Shuri. And this is like legit my favorite photo of when Shuri was like a baby. Like her face was like on my kitchen counter and she looked so like just unimpressed. And there's another photo, look. Full body Shuri. So I thought I would wear the shirt because it was an amazing gift that I got for my birthday from a very good friend. And I thought, why not wear a Shuri shirt that was a present on my birthday week stream? So yes, I just love it. Look at her. Just like Shuri everywhere. There's like matching pants to go with it. It was an amazing gift. I'm not going to lie. It was super exciting. Let's see who's here. Let's see who's hanging out with me this Friday. And then we'll go through the birthday week stream rules. Carlos is first. Good morning, Helen and chat. Sending my regards from a very strange weather New Jersey who can't make up its mind on the temperature this week. Oh, I hear you. Mid-70s all week to a jump in the next day or two to the 90s. That's a big jump. We went from like, on my birthday, it was like 22 degrees sunny, like beautiful day. And a couple of hours ago, we had like a storm. So that makes no sense to me, weather. Hot Toys has decided to grace us with another Deadpool figure, but this time around, it's a marvelous piece. It sure is. As for Inart Wonder Woman, it does look to me as if they upscaled a Barbie. I have feelings about that Wonder Woman. I'm not going to lie. And we're going to talk about it because it was a quieter week. So we're going to talk about some last week things because that's what I wanted to do. Wrapping up, Carlos says, I'll catch the replay later tonight, but in the meantime, let's all help Helen out to 4K. So hit the like button, subscribe, and let your neighbors know to join her fine stream. Well, that's very kind, Carlos. Thank you. The other reason you want to subscribe is because if we get to 4K, Tim Tam giveaway. Birthday stream has to have Tim Tams, right? But when we get to 4K, I'm giving away a selection of Tim Tams to someone. Uncarded Reviews, welcome back, Helen and Shuri. I mean, she's here somewhere. And you dropped the S word. So I'm going to use that as a segue. Birthday week stream rules. I hope you enjoy the photo. I personally love it. So what are the birthday week stream rules, you ask? Well, there's not really many rules. It's more just themes. So as I say, yes, I'm wearing a Shuri shirt. I love it. I wanted to wear it on the stream. We're going to slam some Tim Tams, hence why my little prop was here. And there's going to be no Star Wars talk. I'm not even going to read Star Wars comments. Live long and be forceful. I don't know what the saying is. I don't care. But no Star Wars. None. That's my gift to myself. No Star Wars. Please and thank you. They're the birthday week stream rules in the description as well. What a beautiful gif of a cat wanting cake. I feel that in my soul. Toy Collectors here. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you're feeling better, Helen. Yes and no, if I'm completely honest. I felt like I got better, and then I feel like I've gone down again. I just don't know if it's the weather or what it is, but I'll just keep soldiering on as best as I can. Mike's here. Hey, everyone. Unfortunately, I have a meeting with the client and don't know how long it'll go. Wanted to at least wish congratulations to Ash Chase for the recent years. Yes, I'm sure we all thought of Ash Chase when Wolverine was finally released. I thought I heard some screaming. Like, I'm on the opposite corner of the country to Ash, but I'm pretty sure I could hear him celebrating all the way over on the other side of the country. Anthony Stanfield's here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Anthony. How are you doing? Mike says, I'll try and watch and join the chatter if I get out early enough. If not, have a great stream. Thank you. We will do our best. Finally, a 4-hour stream for a catch-up from last week. Look, Hot Toys Collector. I love the enthusiasm. I love how much people want me to stream for silly amounts of time. I am hoping this will be a 2-hour stream. Let's see how I go. As I said, still not feeling 100%, so I don't even know if I could speak for 4 hours, but I would at least hopefully keep you entertained for a couple of hours, and maybe little Shuri will join us, but if not, she's with us always, because look, baby Shuri's on my shirt. I love it. JB's here. Afternoon all. Happy birthday, Darth Allison. Well, that's a bit mean. It's not even Darth Allison's birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Was my birthday. Jeff to Space. Hello. Good morning from Wisconsin, USA. Happy birthday. Thank you. I've not been to Wisconsin, but I have a friend who's from there originally. She lives in Phoenix now. Belated happy birthday. Thank you. Appreciate that. S-Beam. Hello. How are you? Thanks for joining. Anthony says Shuri shirt merch. I thought of, I was saying this, that I had at one stage contemplated, because I don't know merch. Do people want merch? Because I was thinking of maybe getting some shirts with my logo to wear on the stream. So I can just be like, that's what I wear on my stream in my videos. And I had contemplated doing some Shiro and Shuri stuff. Maybe just for me, but I don't know. Are people into that stuff? I have no idea. But I do kind of want to do a Shiro and Shuri something. Maybe I will in the future. Ram Science Band's here. Hello, Helen. Happy birthday. Loving the Shuri top. I'm glad I could be here today. Well, thank you for joining. I love the Shuri top too, hence why I'm wearing it. Miss Batwoman's here. Happy Friday, everyone. That is the cutest shirt. And it has matching pants with the same photos. It was because when my friend gave me the present and I could feel it was clothes, I was a little bit nervous because people, because they know I like the superhero stuff, they know I love basketball, they try to go, oh, we'll get Helen something in that realm. And it's just I know I'm difficult to buy for, so I actually don't ever really want people to get me gifts. I tend to say to people, your presence is present enough. So when I felt it was clothes, I was like, oh, what is it? And then when I opened it and it was Shuri merch, I'm like, Shuri is the best gift ever. So it was a delightful surprise, and I'm just waiting for the weather to get a little bit warmer in the evenings, because I'm just going to live in these pajamas. I think they're incredible. Live long and be forceful. Yeah, I mean, that's what they say in Star Trek Wars Gate, right? It's fine. Bobby's here, TJF. How are you, Bob? How are you? I said that twice. Why? I hope you're doing well is what I think I wanted to say. Goodness, don't mind me. So as I said, birthday week stream. Shuri, what do you think of my shirt? Do you have feelings? Do you have big feelings? Okay. Well, Shuri's here. Maybe she'll grace us with her presence. Austin's here. Austin also, I've been surprised at how many people have birthdays around this time. All us Virgos. I know Austin had his birthday last week, so I hope you had a great birthday. Keith Lee had his birthday. Who else? I think Kyle, who watches the stream. I feel like so many people in collecting this last week had a birthday. So if you are a fellow Virgo, had a birthday, I hope it was amazing. Oh goodness, more comments. Daniel Henry, hello, happy birthday from the UK. Well, thank you so much and welcome. Good afternoon. I'm pretty sure it would be for you. Thank you, Miss Batwoman. I guess I shouldn't be, because like you bring up your birthday, people are going to wish you a happy birthday, right? I feel like I'm kind of soliciting, but I'm not. As I said, I just wanted the segue to bring up my birthday week stream rules. Austin says, thank you so much. I had an amazing birthday. And Rachel's birthday was last week too. Oh, wow. Like 2 Virgos. That's a power couple. You guys are going to like take over the world one day. It's Bean's birthday's next week as well. I feel like it's such a, wherever I've worked, I always feel like late August, early September, there's always so many birthdays. So I hope you have a good birthday, S-Beam. So as I promised, let me take this away. I'm going to celebrate. And I was silly and had some peanut brittle before. That was not smart when I was going to eat Tim Tams. So I know some people, because we've mentioned the Tim Tam Fund, and I'm going to give away Tim Tams. What are Tim Tams? On the packet, I think it's got an amazing description where it says, the most irresistible chocolate biscuit. Not a cookie, it's a biscuit, because I'm in Australia. I'm sure all my friends in the UK will be with me, Team Biscuit. Oh, Ash, you're here. We were just talking. I was saying how I could hear you woohooing when Wolverine was released. I did have an awesome birthday. Thank you. It was on Monday. First day of spring, funnily enough. Yeah, JB knows what's up. Biscuit. They're biscuits, folks. So I'm going to celebrate my birthday. I'm going to have a cheeky Tim Tam. It's been a while since we've done a Tim Tam slam on the stream. But because some people are like, Tim Tams, what are they? I don't know. So let's refamiliarize everyone who might be new. The Tim Tam. So glad you asked. It's the most irresistible chocolate biscuit. Look at it. And I'm going to do maybe something controversial. Look at that. Focus on the Tim Tam. So you've got 2 chocolate biscuits. This is the original Tim Tams. So there's a layer of cream. This is hazelnut cream. And it's all covered in delicious chocolate. And there's different kinds of Tim Tams. There's dark chocolate. There's white chocolate. There's caramel. I normally like caramel, but I'll be honest, 2025, it's not been a great year. And when I went to the shops, no caramel Tim Tams. And that kind of felt appropriate for how crummy 2025 has been. So I have original Tim Tams. I do prefer the caramel Tim Tams to the Tim Tam Slam, because what you essentially do is you use the biscuit as a straw for a hot drink. And I feel like the caramel just gives it a little bit more structural integrity and helps the biscuit stay together a bit better. So wish me luck. We're going to do a little tutorial, because if you win the Tim Tams, I want you to know how to do a Tim Tam Slam. Or if you go Target in the US or Amazon, you're like, I want to try these Tim Tams. This is what you need to do. So when you're going to Tim Tam Slam, 1 Tim Tam, and what you're going to do is take small. Please note, small. I laugh when people like bite half the biscuit. No, you take small bites in diagonally opposite corners of your Tim Tam because we are going to use it as a straw to drink. I have a hot cup of tea. Delicious. And you do want your cup to be quite full because the biscuit needs to get into the tea or the coffee to drink it. So if you're down low, you're not going to have a good time. So as I said, teeny tiny bites. Remember what Homer Simpson says, the key to rationing is teeny tiny bites. So, see that? Small bite. We're going to go on the diagonally opposite side. That's our preparation. You do want your drink to not be boiling hot, but not be stone cold, because we want the hot drink to be like melting all the chocolatey goodness of the biscuit. So now, biscuit goes into Tim Tam. I'm going to drink my tea through the Tim Tam. Positioning is important. And let's hope this stays together because, again, I normally do these with the caramel ones. Cheers. So as you're drinking through the Tim Tam, you'll feel the middle give way. And that's when you know to get it out of the liquid. Now it's all like melty. Look at that. Melty, gooey goodness. Tim Tams are Australia's gift to the world. I'm so glad that didn't collapse. It's messy business, but delicious business. I'm going to put the Tim Tam I snapped in half back in the packet. This packet won't last long because delicious. And in summer, you pop your Tim Tams in the fridge so they don't melt because some of us live in areas that are like the Arizona desert. And your Tim Tams won't last if they're not in the fridge. So again, when I hit 4K subs, Tim Tam giveaway, it'll be a packet of 7 Tim Tams. I will tell you your flavour options. You will tell me what you want. I will send them to you. You will enjoy them, I hope. Your Tim Tam terms are acceptable. Ordering caramel ones now. Enjoy. Seriously, the caramel ones are my favourite, even if you're not slamming, just as a biscuit with a cup of tea or a sweet treat. Amazing. Lol, how can I tell everyone it's my birthday without telling everyone it's my birthday? I know, right? Just do a YouTube stream and tell everyone it's your birthday. Valkyrie's here. Good morning, Helen. Belated happy birthday. Thank you very much. Ash says, yeah, I lost my mind, so Happy Wolf is out. The waiting game begins again. I know. This is where it will be interesting to see what the delay is with pop culture. I hope it's not as long as what I waited for DX33. I feel like I waited like 6 months for that. And I'm very much on that wagon with Wanda, Endgame Wanda. So currently the ETA is the end of September. So I'm hoping, because I think that would be around 3 months. So hopefully you get in before Christmas. Fingers crossed. Daniel agrees. It's a biscuit. 100% it's a biscuit. 100%. Helen, how do you know anyone has Tim Tams this early? Well, I mean, for me, it's this late. Like, I'm not in Saturday like you. I'm still on Friday night. So I'm just eating them incredibly late. Because I just thought I would. Why not? As I said, like, some people had joined the stream and were like, what are Tim Tams? So I thought it would be time to refamiliarize or introduce new people to the joy of Tim Tams that you and I take for granted because we just see them everywhere all the time. Master Darcy's here. Morning. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Toy Collector says, I ordered Wolverine from Pop as well, hoping before the new year. Yeah, I hope so, because typically 2 to 3 months is like pretty good. And I feel like it's been around that time. I don't know why the Heath Ledger Joker took so long. That was a real outlier. And I was really worried that some of the shipping times were maybe slipping a bit because during COVID, there was huge delays. So I'm hoping, because if Endgame Wonder does come end of September, I feel like we're back on track with the shipments not being too delayed. So fingers crossed. Tiny Art Guys here. Hello. Wishing you a wonderful birthday week, Helen. Endgame Wonder on my list. Hopefully getting Wolverine next week. Oh, that's cool. And Tiny Art Guy has an amazing blanket with Deadpool and Wolverine. I saw that on Instagram. It looks super cool. Yes, everyone's congratulating Ash on Wolfie being released. And why wouldn't you? I think a lot. And what made me laugh though, like everyone was like, where's Wolverine? Where's Wolverine? And then as soon as Wolverine was released, then it's like, where's this? Where's this? And I was like, oh my God, we can't just, can we not go like a day without, where's this? Where's that? Apparently not. But anyway, let's get into some newsy news. Let's chat about some stuff. As I said, it's in the comments as a reminder. Not being rude, just not talking about Star Wars because it's my birthday. Where our cake, damn it. That's okay. I had Tim Tams. Guys, I released my first ever members only video. And I did say to people, like, what would you like as a members perk? And Keith Lee was like, I'd like virtual pats with Shuri. And I thought, I can do that. I can do virtual pats with Shuri. So we do have a video that is virtual pats with Shuri that is on my channel, available for channel members. Shuri doesn't like to be touched. She's very much a pat me with your eyes kind of a girl, which I do respect. So it's an interesting video because not all pats go well, is all I will say. But if you've watched it, hope you enjoyed it. Just a cute little video. And if you are a channel member, I have also put up a post saying what else would you like to see me doing as a channel member perk. I haven't really done a lot, admittedly. But I want to make it worthwhile for people who want to be a member. So let me know if there's other things you want or whether you just want Shuri content, because I can do Shuri content. That's absolutely fine. Ash says, Helen, I have 4 Deadpool figures on order: Wolverine, Kidpool, Battle Damage, Deadpool, and Blade. Which Blade have you got on order? I saw that is it Siberian Customs Studio is doing like not the Deadpool and Wolverine Blade, but like Blade from the Blade movie. And that looks amazing, but it is obviously expensive given custom, but it looked really cool. It looked very cool. Anthony says, Massive Venom arrived this week. He's also made me think how good the quarter scale figures must be. Yeah, I've only got 3, but I really love them. I often wish that they had done a quarter scale Bane. I would have thought that would be cool to be able to have the Christian Bale Batman, the Joker, and Bale. Like, that would be really cool. I would love that, but I don't feel like we're going to get many more quarter scales. I feel like they really only do that consistently for like Iron Man, so we'll see. S-Beam's got the details. Yep, Siberian Custom, 900 US, 70 worldwide, super exclusive. It looked amazing. I looked at photos of that and I did think it looked incredible. And I'm gonna guess like the jacket's real leather and all that stuff. So it will be of a high quality. But yeah, custom stuff comes with a price tag. The Hot Toys Blade. Okay, cool. Because I know So Slow Toys has a blade as well, which I think is more the movie blade. So I wasn't sure which version you were going with. So you guys know. You know, because you're a regular. If you're not a regular, please do not be giving money and laying down pre-orders with One Man's Hobby / William Wang. The guy's been missing since the 11th of May. He's been missing for most of 2025. If you order through his website, I'm 99.999% positive you're not seeing that. I know, like with the Mars Toys Two-Face, no one's getting that. No one's heard from the guy. It's now reached the stage where when people try to message him, they get a notice to say he's not available. So I'm starting to wonder if he's abandoned his Facebook profile. He's moved overseas. I'm still annoyed his website's up and taking pre-orders, but I will just give the typical reminder that if you have pre-ordered the Jazz Inc. Catwoman with William, you can contact them to ask for your pre-order to be moved across to Jazz Inc. There's a number of Australian collectors that have actually had their pre-order deposit honoured by Jazz Inc. and they've moved the order across to them, so they're not going to miss out on that figure. So just be mindful. I know some people have had success with PayPal claims even slightly outside the window. So I'm starting to think that PayPal is maybe seeing a trend and seeing that William is allegedly a bad merchant. Is that what we'd say? I don't know what we'd say, but I'm just including this in. That website's still up. I've said to you guys every now and then I see, one man's hobby. Is that reliable? No. So I keep this in there if new people find my stream, just as a reminder up front. If you want the full details of this issue, past streams I've done, particularly the one with the John Wick unboxing, you get the full story. But it's a PSA I feel very strongly about, so I'm going to keep it in, even at a high level for now. AJ's here. Hi, friends. I'm on a break from a few hours of call, so I wanted to tune in. Hope all is well. I hope you're doing well too, AJ. Is he even still in this galaxy? Let's keep spreading the word. I don't know, AJ, and this is the thing, like, as I said, people have tried messaging him on Facebook and he just get this automated message which says he's not available. So I know some people thought he was blocking them, but when you look up what that error means, it can also mean that that person just hasn't logged into Facebook for a number of weeks. So this is where I am wondering, has he just logged out from his profile and gone, I'm just not engaging because there's been no posts in the group. No one's getting emails. He's not replying to PMs. So I think he says he's moved overseas. I have no reason not to believe he hasn't done that. So I've just got a feeling that all his old social media, maybe he's just abandoned it and just doesn't want to know, which is just pretty crappy behavior, to be honest with you. But I think all the people who thought he would come good and there'd maybe be some come to Jesus moment or whatever, I don't think that's happening because, as I say, this has been most of 2025. And the guy's popped up to make 2 or 3 posts in his Facebook group and people are owed thousands of dollars. Some people tens of thousands of dollars that they're never going to see. So the whole situation is just really crummy. And I really feel for all those people that trusted this guy with big amounts of money. Excuse me. Easy news, shall we? I thought you'd never ask. So look, I know we're like a week into pre-orders. But the Wonder Woman figure, my goodness, this is an interesting one. And I really do feel like we all see different things. I know for me, I had views on this. I was talking to someone else who was saying they loved the head sculpt, thought it was amazing. And I was like, oh, really? Because I don't know. I kind of feel like this photo is probably the best shot I've seen of the head sculpt, but I also feel like it's from an angle that is anybody really going to be displaying their Wonder Woman where they're looking down at it like that? I don't really think so. I'm also trying to remember how much this cost. I don't think it was cheap. If someone does have the price available, that'd be awesome. I We're so unorganized. I normally have 2 phones so I can look up stuff, but I do not. So if anyone has the price handy, amazing. And I have to ask a genuine question. So I'm keen to hear your views if you're watching live or on the replay. Because for me, I liked Gal Gadot Wonder Woman. I had the comic concept figure for a while. I sold that off. But given the DCU, whatever it's called now, has moved on, I genuinely wonder, is there still a huge desire for BVS figures, all this stuff, given these characters are all being recast? They're going to be played by different actors. Because as much as I liked the solo Wonder Woman, the original movie, I liked the Snyder Cut of Justice League. It's not like it's a Marvel Avengers 10 years, multiple movies, big success kind of a franchise. Like, it had ups, it had downs. So I do kind of wonder, because obviously Inart's doing some of this older stuff. We're expecting a Batfleck from them as well. Is the interest and excitement still there? Because for me, as much as I've liked Wonder Woman and owned a figure, I was a bit like, oh, okay, another Wonder Woman. Seriously, I'm more looking forward to, like, I want a Millie Alcock Supergirl. That's the kind of stuff I want now. So I'm keen to know, in general, are you excited for this? Are you still having hype for BVS and figures like that? Like, I just don't know if it's just me or whether other people are also a bit like, we've had enough of iterations of these figures. Like, we're good. I don't know. Ash says it's a man. Okay. I wish this was a fully rooted hair figure. Is it not? Did I miss that? $3.55. Thank you, S-Beam. I think it was $6.50 Australian at Pop Culture. 14 Wellington is here. Hiya to you. I hope you're doing well. Anthony says, I have the Warner Brothers 100. That one is good enough for me. I don't need every iteration. That is also very valid, and we're not that far from that figure having been released. And as I say, we know Gal is done in the role. There's been many versions of her. So that's why I genuinely wonder, is it just me that just is like, or are other people feeling this way? But it's been interesting. There has been a lot of criticisms of this figure. And the reason I put the photo next to the images of the figure were there were some people claiming that the body wasn't muscular enough. But when I looked at photos of Gal, nothing stood out to me as being, like, I mean, it's never going to be 100% accurate with the body, right? But I looked at it and went, I'm not seeing, unless I'm just not missing it, anything that I glaringly think is wrong about the body and the proportions. To me, I'm like, she's not sitting there like some big ripped gladiator Amazonian kind of a woman. I personally think, I don't think the body is the issue. I personally am just not a big fan of that head sculpt or the expression that they've chosen to use. Gilbert's here. Hello, I have Dopo Wonder Woman, my first Inart figure. Okay, well you're excited for it, so I'm okay. It's not maybe not a wide sentiment that I'm feeling. That could be said about any property. She will be coming home. I don't know what particular part of what I said, but anyway. I feel the same way. It's cool, but I have 2 Wonder Women and I'm good. Okay, Miss Batwoman. Miss Batwoman and I are on the same length. AJ says, I'm good with Snyder DC figures. I'm still tempted by a few of the Keaton Batman figures and maybe a Reeves Superman. Yeah, I think, I don't know, like that era of superheroes, I feel like is always going to have a draw. Like, Keaton Batman was huge, Reeves Superman was huge, and I think it was back in that time where we weren't so saturated and getting a superhero movie was a big thing. There wasn't like 5 of them a year, and they're iconic. And like, I liked Gal, but would we have her in that iconic superhero band? I don't know. That's my honest view. S-Beam says I'm getting this to match with my Inart Cavill. I can understand if you've got the other ones getting it. Toy Collector says, look good, but I'm happy with my Wonder Woman 84. I can understand that too. I did quite like the sculpted hair that they did for that Wonder Woman 84. I had contemplated getting that figure for a while, and then I just didn't have space. Gilbert says, I only need a full silicone Harley Quinn from original Suicide Squad or a 2.0 from Hot Toys. I want a Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad. That's not the Artisan version. That would be amazing. S-Beam says, it's not. Take a really close look at the top of the forehead. It's like 98% rooted hair. Oh, okay. Interesting. There you go. Because because remember with that Daenerys prototype they showed, that was like, I think much more obviously like half sculpted, half rooted. And I didn't think it looked great, but I have to be honest, I did not notice that about the hair. So thank you for pointing that out. But as I said, when I looked at the body and proportions, I didn't really see what some of the issues were. This head sculpt. I don't know what the thinking was with the photo on the left, but why would you put that as a promo image? I just don't think that photo is flattering in any way. And this is where I'm like, the photo on the right, I feel like is showing the likeness in the strongest way. The one that's front on, and I don't know, again, is this lighting? Is this the silicone? The details feel soft in that more front on image. That one from the side, I do feel like her features look stronger. So again, that's why I'm questioning, is it some of this lighting? But I also am just like, and I know Hot Toys can be guilty of this, but I feel like the expression is neither here nor there. It's just, I don't know. I just, I can't get excited about this, guys. I just really can't. Calvin's here. Good morning, everyone. Happy birthday, Helen. Thank you very kindly, Calvin. Hope you're doing well. Ash, you already said that. You already said that, mate. I think the nose is off. I think a few things are off. I really do. And I'm just wondering what my next slide is. I'll get to it. Because there was some information which apparently was shared on Chinese social media about this Wonder Woman. And I don't know how many people are on Reddit, but when I read that post, I was like, if this is true, I would be concerned if I've ordered this Wonder Woman. So I thought this was quite an interesting photo montage. So this was shared on Facebook by a gentleman by the name of Tim Dickinson, so credit to him. And I thought this was quite interesting to compare the different sculpts, because I feel like it's interesting because sculpts I thought were strong. When I'm looking at them now, and granted they are a bit older, I don't know that anyone's really gotten Gal's likeness that well, if I'm honest with you. Like, I look at these and I'm sitting here going, if I had to say which one is the best, which one do I prefer the most? Like, none of them really stand out to me. Like, I feel like between the Wonder Woman 84, the WB100 and the Inart, I think there's things I like about them and things I don't. I think BVS and the Justice League one, they look, particularly that BVS one, they look a bit of their time. But I don't know that any of them kind of got it 100%. There's elements I like of some and then elements I don't like of others. And this is the thing, Inart has the benefit of it being new, and I'm not sure that it is that much better. Like, I feel like it's different in some regards to the WB100. Is it better? I think it's probably going to come down to people's personal preference. Cindy, hello! Happy birthday from Phoenix. My goodness. Someone earlier said they were from Wisconsin, and I was saying I've never been, but I have a friend from Wisconsin, and now you're here. Goodness, Cindy's a really good friend of mine that I friend through basketball, and whenever I go to the US, I visit her, and she's just such a legend. And oh my goodness, it's so lovely to see you in the stream. Good to hear your voice. Well, lovely to see you. I hope you're doing well. I was eating Tim Tams earlier, Cindy. You have to let me know what the weather is like in Phoenix. If it's not too hot, let me know so I can send you a little care package. But oh my goodness, so lovely to see you in the chat. That's totally made my day. Oh, Salvatore, that's funny. Tremble Dust is here. Hey, people. Hello, Tremble Dust. How are you? Happy belated. Thank you very kindly. Justice for Wolverine, justice for Ash Chase achieved. I mean, I just need some justice for Okoye if I can, Howie Claus. That would be amazing. Is the Inart using black hair, not brown? I mean, it certainly looks a lot darker. But again, this is where I feel like the lighting in their images, it's really hard to get a gauge on some of the aspects of the figure. And I really wish they wouldn't do these shadowy, moody images. Like, give me a front-on shot of the headshot, well lit, so I can see the details, so I can understand how it looks. Because some of these photos have just not been it, to be honest. To me, WB100 is closest likeness. I also have the figure, so possible bias on that statement. Yeah, maybe, but also I get it, because if you're happy with it, you don't necessarily want to drop, what was it, $355 US to get a new one? Rooting in Tim Tams in front of me. I'm sorry, but seriously, let me know what the weather's like, because if they're not going to melt in a puddle, I will send you some. You know I've got you. Valkyrie says, I found out my local Target had Tim Tams. Yeah, no, some of the Targets in the US have Tim Tams. I think not all of the flavors we have in Australia, but they have ones like the original, and I think they have the caramel and maybe the double coat. I can't remember all the ones that they have. And they also have mint slices, which are like my favorite biscuit. So if you like dark chocolate and peppermint, and Cindy knows, the mint slices are deluxe. You are so not lying, Justice for Okoye. We demand satisfaction now. I mean, I keep living in hope that someone, even a third-party company, like seriously, can a third-party company throw me a bone and make Okoye? I would settle for pretty much any version of her at this stage. She doesn't even have to be Hot Toys. I just can't believe that not even a third-party company has thought to make her. I don't understand. Salvatore says, definitely getting this price is good, and I think they will tweak the sculpt. Well, I'm not so sure about that, Salvatore. Is my next slide what I think it is? No. My next slide is more photos. So these, to me, were probably the strongest of the images they showed. And then this photo with the crossed arms, which I feel like maybe had the best lighting. I'm not sure that the likeness is there for me on that one. So I really am just like, I don't know what to make of this, and I don't know if this is going to be a situation where Inart's going to send the prototype on a little world tour so different people can do videos. I don't know, but I think this would benefit from having some better footage of the figure, because I'm going to be honest, like the images I saw didn't sway me to even consider this, to get off the fence, to be like, oh, no, maybe it'll be good. Like, I sold my gal. Should I get another one? I don't know. As I said, that's why I'm like, is it just me that has moved on from some of these characters and figures or not? Like, I genuinely have to wonder. As Beam says, I liked the 84, but the hair was restricting posability-wise. 100%, and that's probably the one downside of some of those sculpted hair figures. Like, I know that with Endgame Scarlet Witch, when that comes in, like, I'm probably not going to be able to move the head at all. So it's that trade-off. Like, the hair's always going to look the same and at a level, but you're probably not going to be able to turn her head. So yeah, I can completely understand that point. Excuse me again. Weather is getting better. Only 100 degrees, my goodness. Heading towards cool weather, okay. Probably, I'm thinking there's going to be a sweet spot, hopefully around October, when it hasn't gotten hot here and it's cool down there. But I remember, guys, when I was in Phoenix last year, excuse me, I went for the WNBA All-Star game. It was like 118 degrees. And they were handing out like free bottles of water on the street because it was that hot. And I have never been like, I think I've hit like 45 degrees here in Perth, but like 48 and 49 degrees is like no joke. It was like being on the surface of the sun. It was a lot. They're not tweaking the sculpt. 100% they're not tweaking the sculpt. And that's what I thought was super interesting, because the overarching sentiment from so many people was, oh, they'll keep working on the sculpt, they'll tweak it. And then, as I say, this was shared on Reddit, stating it was from Chinese social media. I don't know how reliable the source is, so take this with a grain of salt. But they did a stream to talk about the pre-order for Wonder Woman. And this was the biggest thing that got me. Wonder Woman's head sculpt will not be further optimized. And this is the kind of thing where I'm like, I think that message probably needs to get out there a little bit wider, because I think people have come to expect, and also to see Inart say, like they did with the Draco Malfoy figure, we've heard your feedback, we're going to refine this further. So according to this post, again, I'm not sure how reliable this source is, but be mindful if you're pre-ordering this. This is it. You may not get anything different to what you're seeing now. So if you're not loving what you are seeing now, be mindful of that before you drop a non-refundable deposit on this figure. So they gave some other insights on the figure. They said the inner skeleton is metal. The body is made of medical grade silicone. The eyes are movable but not magnetic. Only the sword is made of die cast. The harness straps are genuine leather. The tiara cannot be removed. Feet and legs are designed as separate pieces. The base is not magnetic, which is interesting, because they were, when people asked them to consider including perhaps a crotch grabber with the magnetic bases, they were very no. But I think they're conceding a bit that the magnetic bases and the way they've done them have not been as perfect as some people would like. The outfit armor is not recommended to be removed. So I know some people thought perhaps there'd be swap out outfits. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. This is the other thing that concerns me, because I have been a bit skeptical on the silicone. We all know that. Within 2 years, if there is silicone damage not caused by human factors, you can contact official customer support for a free replacement. Like, excuse me? Like, we've been told by some companies that silicone is this amazing, best ever, will last forever. But then they're saying, like, if something happens to it within 2 years, they'll swap it for you. Like, that makes me concerned about what is the longevity of these silicone figures, particularly because a lot of them, like the J&D Kojun Works, they're coming in at a big price tag. So this makes me go, really? Like, 2 years doesn't feel like a lot for a collectible at this price. And then they round it out by saying they will have a sample display of Wonder Woman at Wonder Festival. So I'm assuming that's the Shanghai Wonder Festival, which is happening in early October. So not that long a wait. So it will be interesting at that point in time. Hopefully we will get some more footage from people at that convention, hopefully some better images so we can get a sense of what the figure looks like. But it's also interesting because I'm pretty sure by then the pre-orders would have closed. So if you're on the fence about this and the head sculpt, you've got a decision to make. But I did find it so interesting that they, as I say, apparently this post from a stream that was shared on Chinese social media is saying the head sculpt will not be optimized in any way, which I think is a first. I don't think I've seen that before from Inart. Valkyrie, that's incredibly kind. $4.99 super chat, Tim Tam Fund. The Tim Tam Fund is looking very healthy, so we will 100%, when I hit the 4,000 subs, the Tim Tam giveaway is happening. I just got to find where I'm at on the comments, folks. I see little to no issue with the body. It's just the sculpt. That's not Gal. That's cosplay Valerie. Just use a random name. Yeah. Yeah, instead of Gal Gadot, it's Val Gadot. I hear you. One issue with the WB is the hairline, and the tiara hangs a little bit low on the forehead. Magnet on the forehead to hold it up wouldn't have been a bad idea. I hear you there. Figure It Out is here. Hey, everybody. Hello to you. Happy Friday. S-Beam says, if I don't like the sculpt in art, we'll hear about it in my review. Well, I was going to make a comment about the not influencer batch, but maybe I won't go there. I feel like you guys know how I feel about all that stuff. It seems as though they just wanted the figure out and move on. Maybe, and this is where I'm wondering, like, because obviously one of the criticisms of Inart has been how long it takes for figures to get out. Is this maybe them trying an approach of, like, seeing how much quicker they can get something out if there's no refinement? Because I obviously think, you know, as many times as you are going to take on board people's feedback, tweak prototypes, want to reshare that, get a bit more feedback from the community, that obviously is going to delay the production taking place. Or maybe this is already deep in production. Like maybe they've worked ahead again to try to narrow down those gaps from pre-order to release. And maybe that's why they're not making changes. Maybe they're like, no, we went all in on this, and maybe they've already started making them, so they don't want to make any refinements. It would be interesting. Like, they're obviously doing streams on Chinese social media. I don't think they've done a stream on YouTube for quite some time now. Figure It Out says, I PO'd the Wonder Woman. It's going to be my first Inart figure, so if it's not 100%, it will be my last. I can understand that. Depends on the type of silicone at shelf life. Maybe using a lower grade, don't know. Well, this is the thing. Everyone's always like medical grade. And I'm like, what does that mean? Because that's like sometimes people say like military grade. But I've had people explain like that doesn't necessarily mean it's the most premium, like metals or whatever. So people just saying medical grade, I'm like, what does it mean? What does it mean? Ash is like, yep, that's reassuring, right? If, if non-human factors wreck it in 2 years. Okay, JB saying medical grade silicone should last 25 plus years. I don't know that comment about 2 years. If it's true, as I say, asterisks. Why would the silicone degrade? I've had other silicone toys and they've lasted for years. Toys or collectibles? Keith Lee's here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, happy Friday. LFG. Well, Keith, I said earlier in the stream, I don't know if you're around, happy birthday to you. Quite a few of us having birthdays in late August, early September. And I hope you saw my member video, the virtual Pats with Shuri, which was your suggestion. So I hope you've had a chance to see that. And if you did, I hope you enjoyed it. Isn't medical grade silicone the stuff they use for prosthetic limbs? I have no idea. Cannot tell you that one, sorry. I do not know. But Wonder Woman, I think we can agree, mixed feelings in the community about that one. But following on from this post that I took this screenshot from the Hot Toys community on Reddit. So someone had posted a screenshot which was talking about the information that was shared on this stream. And there was some additional inner information there that we'll kind of go through just at a bit of a high level. So it talks about the Michael Jackson Smooth Criminal will come with an added accessory. I think we all know now that that's the jukebox, that announcements have been made. More official announcements are coming. Okay. Catwoman is coming very soon. That is the Anne Hathaway. So I'm hoping that's amazing. Fingers crossed. I think that's a figure that would entice me back into being interested in art. So Batman, as in Pattinson, will release this year. My understanding is that's a 12th scale, not a 6th scale. Yeah, because they've already done that. We've heard this before, no plans to make John Wick. I still think that's a bit of a mistake. Nazgul, is that how you say it? Please be patient, wait for official news. New products will be announced next month. Yang Yan, I don't know what that is. 6th scale will be released first. 12th scale bronze armor set shipping at the end of the year. No current plan for casual outfit Wonder Woman, but they may consider it depending on fan enthusiasm for the BVS Wonder Woman. I hope this next one's true. Christian Bale Batman will also be this year in 6th scale, so that would be nice. A lot of people have really talked up that 12th scale figure, but I'm sitting here waiting for the 6th scale. Inart has no reissue plans for any product. Legolas will ship according to the originally announced official timeframe. 1 6th scale Bruce Lee Hall of Fame series is in development. I think that could be really cool. The Walking Dead figures are close, been in production for a long time. Yeah, I think we've seen those at a few events now. And Fourth Sister, which I believe is a Wukong related figure, is in progress. So again, source Chinese social media. I don't know, is it 100% reliable or not? So take this all with a grain of salt. I was mainly wanting to share this because it did have quite a bit of information about that Wonder Woman. And I did just want to make sure that, as I say, if people were on the fence about that figure and going, oh, I'll get it because, you know, they're going to update the sculpt, this is suggesting that they won't. So be mindful of that if you are dropping a pre-order. Keith Lee says, thanks, Helen. It's been a busy week or so celebrating my big 5-0. Oh, wow. And then traveling to Canada for a wedding. So I'm still playing catch up on everything I missed. Oh, wow. Well, I hope you did something fun for your big birthday. And I'm also intrigued where in Canada because Facebook's showing me all my memories of my US-Canada trip last year. And I am getting a little bit nostalgic. I really enjoyed my time in Canada. And the US, of course. But I had never been to Canada before, so that was a completely new experience. And I really loved all the ski fields and the mountainside a lot more than I thought I would. Toy Collector says, looking forward to seeing the Catwoman. Me too. JB, still no Reeves Superman updates. I know, right? Because I'm pretty sure it was Wonderfest in 2023 that they showed the Reeves Superman and also the Daenerys. And we have not seen anything of those figures ever since. And I find it surprising that whenever these Inart info downloads like this come up on sort of Facebook or Reddit, there's just no real mention of Game of Thrones. And when Inart was on that stream with Will and Kiko, I'm positive they said Game of Thrones is going to be our Star Wars. That's going to be our big line. We're going to go deep into it. So that comment was said, was it late last year, early this year? I can't even remember when that stream was. I feel like it was around the time of the Wukong announcement. And then it's been crickets ever since. So I'm really just perplexed as to you made that big statement and then you didn't follow that up with a tease, an image, and anything. So I really don't know what's happening with some of those figures that I think people have been waiting a long time for. Excuse me. Wrong one. Wedding was in Montreal, my hometown. Oh, I didn't know you were from Canada. That's so cool. I didn't get to that side of Canada, but I hope to next time. I really do. Sorry, my throat's still not amazing. But I'll push on. Figure It Out says medical grade silicone is specialized, highly pure silicone that meets strict biocompatibility and safety standards, such as those set by regulatory bodies like the FDA and ISO. It is non-toxic, hypoallergenic, and inert, meaning it does not cause adverse reactions or toxicity when in contact with human tissue, blood, and other bodily fluids. Okay. Its key characteristics include high temperature. That's a information from the internet. So interesting. I don't know. I just feel like no one's had these silicone figures really long enough to know. Sorry. Because even with something like Bane, like I was wanting to pose up my Hot Toys Bane, the 2.0, and even just looking at the body, and I know a lot of people do like the arms out pose or the sort of holding onto the vest, and I was just looking at that going, like, I still don't trust that these things won't split with time. I still don't trust that they won't split. Ash says, I don't care for Inart, they bore me. Is that because they can't make Deadpool because they don't have licenses? I'm going to guess that's the reason why. J&D. First and foremost, can I just say, I absolutely loved the announcement last week when J&D said they were going to start working with Figure Hideout. I thought that was such a smart move. I previously have not had a great deal of interest in the J&D figures. And then out of interest, I watched Figure Hideout's YouTube review of the J&D Joker. And it was like he raised some really interesting points and spoke about some things that I hadn't really considered. And it really moved me from, I don't have an interest in Kojun Works, to going, oh, maybe I shouldn't be so quick to discount Kojun Works. And the footage that he showed of the Harvey Dent Two-Face, it looks so good. I've been considering the Two-Face, guys. What's going on? What's going on? That Two-Face looks so good. It looks incredible. And I feel like if they pull off these John Wicks, I'm going to be incredibly tempted. But seriously, like, as I said, like, congrats to Figure Hideout. I think from a J&D perspective, such a smart move. He does amazing reviews. I think his review style, the way he shoots things visually, very interesting. The level of detail he gives, I'm really quite impressed that he can fit in a lot of information in a short period of time. Like, I was watching his his Wolverine review earlier tonight, and it's like less than 15 minutes, but still covers so many big points. Like, I don't really need someone to tell me about the printing on the box and spend a silly amount of time on accessories, but I thought he shared a lot of really great information, really showcased the figure well. So yeah, I think really smart move from J&D to have Figure Hideout giving us some early preview footage of the figures, and then also I'm guessing like an official review capacity, which is amazing. So J&D, they gave us some additional pictures of John Wick. I have mixed feelings about these pictures. I did notice because they posted a J&D news as well today. So they said that they are anticipating the pre-orders for the John Wick opening in the 2nd or 3rd week of September. There will be a Type A and a Type C release. So I'm assuming that means there's going to be like let's say, the John Wick Chapter 4 on its own, or there's going to be the 2-pack with both of them, which is interesting because I have to be honest, looking at the two of these, I'm definitely much more interested in the Chapter 1 John Wick than the Chapter 4. And I know, again, not the best images, that the photo of the Chapter 4 sculpt is not doing it any favors. So I am quite keen. Hopefully Figure Hideout will get these figures and be able to shoot some video footage for us so we can get a better look at them. But I've got 2 of the Hot Toys versions as well that I'm super happy with, whereas I don't have a Chapter 1 version of John Wick. So I would be quite interested in that if it is an option on its own. If it's only available in a 2-pack, then I'm not quite sure how that will go. Keith says, I know someone who ripped a Wolverine arm, medical silicone already. Oh, goodness, really? At least he has swap out arms, right? At least he got the sleeve, but goodness, that's very quick to damage it. What did they do to his face? Yeah, this is the thing. I just don't know if it's incredibly unflattering lighting. Is it something else? Because we did see some early images and then they kind of went quiet about it. So was there some optimization and this is an older image? That's what we don't know. But as I said, definitely when I saw these two, I was like, tell me more about Chapter 1, Chapter 4. I don't really know. Who's the guy in the right-hand picture, right? Oh, that's funny. That's Severus Snape on the right. Oh, goodness. I'm with you, Toy Collector. Let's hope the Chapter 4 version is off due to lighting issue. I can only hope. But as I said, I'm hoping that there potentially will be an option just to get the Chapter 1 on its own, because I do not have that look. And I know, again, it's not the best angle, but I'm looking at it going, I don't really have a slick back John Wick head sculpt that I really love as yet. I don't have this suit. It's looking nice from what I can see. I'm hopeful. Natalie Harris is here. Hiya, Helen. Glad to see you're back and feeling better. And Shuri's okay and been looking after you. Shuri, who's also on my shirt. Bless her. As much as I say she's a touch me with your eyes kind of a girl, when I am unwell and I'm like just in bed, she will be at my side the whole time. So she's a good little nurse cat. She does keep an eye on me and make sure that I'm okay. So, yeah, Shuri is just very lovely. So yeah, that's the G&D John Wick. So hopefully, as I say, given the pre-orders, they say they're going to open the 2nd or 3rd week of September. Hopefully that means we'll get a bit more footage, and I'm hoping Figure Hideout has these and we can get some video footage, because he does an amazing job of showing these figures in a really good light. So fingers crossed. Artisan Black Widow. Can I just say, people inquiring about whether the zipper functions, don't. Seriously, don't. If you have a Black Widow and her zipper is down near her belt, just don't. This looks incredible. This looks insane. I seriously, because I don't really have a lot of Iron Man figures. Originally, I was like, I'm good, don't need this. I think this is the best Black Widow figure Hot Toys has made. And this reinvigorates my hope that they will revisit the Avengers 1 Black Widow, which is in dire need of an upgrade. Even if they make that as just Artisan, like, I'm in. Because even this outfit, the material, everything looks fantastic. And it's interesting because for me, I was looking at this going, I know it's Artisan, and I don't often make this comment. I'm not one of these people that drops this phrase every week. But I legitimately looked at this and thought, is this a figure of the year contender? as I say, I'm not one of these people that every week, figure of the year, but I legitimately looked at this and I was like, I don't really know what you could point at to say is not amazing about this figure. And I know some of the artisans have had glue issues. I'm hoping this one won't have glue issues. But I feel like that's probably one of the few potential dark spots that could be a potential issue with this figure. Because I just think the likeness, the hair looks fantastic. Some of these blogger photos as well, like the poses they did, these are great photos. And I saw Iron Logan posted this cool photo because he's already got this. And I'm just like, oh, I don't want it, but it looks amazing. And it's better than any Black Widow I have. He did a photo of this with a Kit Bash Tony in the tuxedo and a Kit Bash Rhodey in the pilot suit. And it looked so cool. It looked so, so cool. Widow and Wolverine turned out so well. That's the interesting thing, Salvatore, because I was sitting here going, what's going to top Black Widow? And then that Wolverine came out, and I think that's incredible as well. So I was going to put on the stream, is it going to be a bit of a showdown between Black Widow and Wolverine for figure of the year? Again, please don't think I'm big on the hyperbole, because I'm not the person who will say that lightly or often. But it was interesting, and I watched Figure Hideout's video, and he did point out a couple of things about the Wolverine figure that I went, oh, okay, interesting. I didn't realize that. So there's little Shuri. Shuri, you going to say hello? I'm wearing your shirt. Oh, you're a good girl. So this is the thing, Hot Toys, they've been a bit quieter, but my goodness, the Black Widow and the Wolverine are just incredible figures. Amazing figures. So as much as people want to be like, oh, Hot Toys, Inart, J&D are better, Hot Toys is still producing some incredible stuff. The Black Widow and the Wolverine are top notch, in my opinion. This looks amazing. I absolutely love this. I also would absolutely love them to even do the Winter Soldier Black Widow again. The outfit's okay, but again, that head sculpt and the expression, I just know 10 years on, they could do such a better job of it. And I would love them to also upgrade that Black Widow. I think if they did Avengers 1 and Winter Soldier, I'd be all in for those. Salvatore says, can't wait for my Widow order, though, through Mr. Wang. Oh, Mr. Wang's come through. Oh, you ordered through William. Do you believe in miracles? I can't remember the last time someone received something from William. Bobby D with the super chat, which was so not necessary, but thank you, $20. Hot Toys dropped John Wick. Really? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is 2 minutes ago. Hot Toys does not typically make announcements this late. Oh my god. Artisan Chapter 1 slicked back. Oh my... Hang on. Side note, where is Eve Macaro? Can I quickly say that? Let me remember how to share my screen, because I don't do that often with the with the StreamYard. Okay, you guys can see. Because I only have one screen, which is not ideal. My goodness me. Hot Toys 2 minutes ago. They call him Baba Yaga. Here is your first look at our 1/6 scale John Wick collectible figure inspired by the original film. Expect him in his signature all-black look, complete with arsenal of highly detailed weapons and accessories. But that's not all. An Artisan edition featuring detailed implanted hair is also on the way for those who demand the extraordinary. Their name is Bob Dylan. Stay tuned as the Baba Yaga is coming for you guys. So, standard and Artisan release, which is how it should be done. Howie Claus loves you and wants you to be happy, Bobby. Howie Claus loves you and wants you. I'm so glad that this is both Artisan and a standard release. Incredible. Oh my goodness. Let's look at the photos. I really like this likeness. It's got quite a bit more damage on the sculpt than what we saw with the John Wick 2 figure. Oh my goodness, that looks good. That looks so good. This is the Artisan edition. So is this the sculpted hair one? This is the Artisan one. That looks really nice. So we've got turtleneck, but also the suit. Oh, this is so interesting. So this is going to be chapter 1 like the J&D. So this is going to be in competition. So this is interesting because, as I said, J&D said with their John Wick, there would be an A version and a C version. So typically A, if I'm remembering correctly, is like the one figure and C is the two of them. So that's where I was like, I wasn't sure if the chapter 1 version was going to be behind the C version paywall. But then Howie Claus said, Helen, don't worry, I want you to be happy. And he's announced his own chapter. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, this is amazing. Bobby, bless you. Didn't need to do the super chat. That was incredibly kind, but I can understand why you did because, my goodness, John Wick alert. This is insane. I love that. 2 looks. You've got the suit. You've got the turtleneck. I really like this head sculpt. You could potentially use this head sculpt as well on John Wick 2 because that's got the slick back hair. Because I was talking to Bob because I think I've said to you guys, like, I'm on this hunt for making the perfect John Wick 2. And I was looking at the Hot Toy sculpt and the blood and battle damage is like painted on. So if they're doing this with the slick back hair, I could potentially just get it repainted clean and then also use a second version for my John Wick 2. Oh, Howie Claus. This looks so good. I feel like, have I just looped through all the photos? Interesting, because they haven't given us the photo of the this is everything you're getting from the figure. So I guess I'm just not sure, is the turtleneck the standard edition and then the suit is the Artisan, or do you get both outfits with the Artisan version? I want to know more, Howard. Give me more. I just so want to know, like, because the Artisans are not easy to come by in Australia. I'm hoping that the standard edition also means that suit, you're going to have the suit option. Like 2 outfits would be absolutely incredible. I have many comments. We got derailed by John Wick, which is totally fine because John Wick is amazing. Miss Batwoman says, I'm excited about getting mine. I think that's a Black Widow. She will replace the original one. Anybody who's getting that Black Widow is getting an amazing figure. This is the message of the night. Artisan Chapter 1 Slickback John Wick. I did not think... I just thought, I think like most people, if we were going to get another John Wick, that it would be Ballerina, right? And people were saying, oh, you know, they're not doing Eve. They're going to do an Artisan John Wick. Maybe they'll revisit all the in-between. Like, give us Chapter 3. Give me Ballerina and Eve Macaro. That would be amazing. Hot Toys Collector says John Wick Chapter 1. Yeah. Yeah. Ash says, damn. Salvatore says they saw J&D. Yeah, I have to wonder when J&D started talking about John Wick, did Howie Claus go, well, hold my beer, I can make John Wick Chapter 1 too. It's insane. I just looked at that Hot Toys new John Wick Chapter 1. Looks nice. Another John Wick. Not another John Wick. Another John Wick! Exclamation mark. Not a question. Exclamation mark. Crikey, the Hot Toys looks so... Shuri, my love, they're making another John Wick for us. Hot Toys looked at J&D and said, hold my beer. Yeah, I think so. I guess I will get my first John Wick. I mean, I think the 4 is still available. Why not start there? Oh, Bobby, thank you so much. That's incredible news. Thank you. As I say, the super chat was super kind, but I'm just shocked because, as I said, like, it's like I'm in the same time zone as Hong Kong. So it's like, would have been 11 something PM. That's not typical for them to make an announcement at that time. But I do wonder because J&D, they posted their J&D news at around, and those Wick photos, I want to say around 5:30, 6 o'clock this evening. So maybe Howard was like, get me those John Wick photos. I need to get some Baba Yaga out there. Oh, I'm so excited. I just wish, and I wonder if it is reactionary because we don't have that standard overview photo of here's a display stand, here's the accessories, here's the base, and that's what I want to know because, oh, I hope the standard also has both outfits because that would be incredible. Yeah, Bobby is TGIF, right, Bobby? What a good day. People are saying this is a must 100%. It is. It is. Dremel Dust says Justice for Batman Begins. Yeah, look, I'm not going to lie. That is another figure that needs a bit of love. Waiting on Tony Stark Artisan. You know what's coming. Well, I mean, it's funny. Given they did Iron Spider and they announced that a while ago, I'm kind of surprised they haven't done an Artisan Tony. But then I wonder if they might save that for Doctor Doom and do that first and then maybe go back and do some Iron Man figures after that. Wild theory. I have no sources. Only 4 photos. Surely they will drop more shortly. I hope so. I hope we get some photos of Eve soon. I'm still hoping they're doing a Ballerina. Where's Ballerina? Great question, Salvatore. We've been asking that for a while. That head sculpt will be too big for the small body on the Hot Toys John Wick 2. Figure it out. I'm not using the Hot Toys John Wick 2 body. So for all of my kit bashes I've done for John Wick, I've actually sought additional John Wick 4 bodies because I wanted them all to be consistent. So even with the 2 kit bashes I've done with the Topo suits, I've swapped them out for the John Wick 4 body. So that should not be a problem for me. Trembledust says, I was lucky to get her via Sideshow. Waiting on final invoice will probably be another couple of weeks. I'm guessing that's about Black Widow. Oh, JB, need me a Winston, and I can never know if I'm saying this right. Sharon? I'm the same. I just really would love, because I want to build like a World of John Wick display, and I would absolutely love to get more characters from that world. Winston and Sharon would be amazing. Costa's here, Galimera. Holy, I just saw this on the Hot Toys page. So excited. 100%. So excited. I'm so excited. You never know what Howard might do. Oh, I wish they saw your stream talking about J&D Week and had enough and posted this. Look, I wish I was influential, but I am not. I am just a random person in Australia wanting Howard to make an Okoye figure. But hey, I'll take a Chapter 1 Baba Yaga. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. Tremble Dust did mean Black Widow. That's cool. That looks amazing. So congrats to everyone getting Black Widow. I have the Chapter 2 version, but may cave and get this one. Chapter 1 is my favorite out of the movies. Yeah, I agree. I think Chapter 1 is my favorite too. As I say, I hope both versions, you have both outfit options. Or maybe I just get 2. I don't know. I really want 2, and it's not even out for pre-order yet. This new Wick is their best Keanu sculpt. I'm still interested in J&D. It will be interesting, and I guess this is the thing now. People are going to compare the two, right? And Hot Toys giving us, I'll use this picture, a much better look at their head sculpt. Like the J&D photos, we really don't get a good look at that head sculpt, like particularly the Chapter 4 one. So Hot Toys is giving us a really good look at this figure, and I have to say, I'm really liking this sculpt. I do think it might be their best Keanu sculpt. It looks fantastic. Because this is the thing, I got I unboxed it on a stream, I got the So-So Toys sculpt, which has the swap-out hair, and their version of this sculpt, the head just looks so flat, whereas this just looks fantastic. This looks so good. How could you not want this, guys? Let's look at that beautiful head sculpt. Salvatore says, I'll get anything John Wick related they make. Yeah, I feel like I'm in the same boat. Howard obviously watches Friday Night Shiro on YouTube. Get me marketing. Well, I mean, maybe they're just working on an Okoye prototype, right? Maybe now they know it was my birthday, they're going to surprise me with an announcement next week of an Okoye figure. Please and thank you, Howard. My goodness. I just want to stare at the John Wick, guys. But we got to move on. We got newsy news to cover. I'm going to try to make this a 2-hour stream was my objective. But Bob, again, thank you so much for the heads up, because as I say, I would not have thought Hot Toys would be making an announcement this late in the evening, but 100%, some people have said Howie Claus doesn't play well with others, and I'm down with that. If that means he's going to be dropping things like this, you do you, Howard. You do you twisted genius. But Koye one day, I hope. I really hope, because I need her to finish my A-Force. And I would love to finish my A-Force, Shuri. That's right. Okay. Oh, it's me again. Hello, in my Shuri shirt, if you missed it. Look at that. Look at my little munchkin. She's so cute. Let's get Black Widow on the screen. She looks phenomenal. Anthony Stanfield says, oh, I should have put Peacemaker photos in this. I didn't even think of that. Rewatching Peacemaker season 1, it was funny in the very first episode. He asked for a jetpack. Then that's what we see in the Hot Toys teaser for season 2. I want to rewatch season 1. I have not seen any of season 2 yet, because it's been a while since season 1. I feel like season 1 was it 2022 or 2023? It was a while ago. So I really want to refresh my memory of season 1 before I start watching season 2. So I need to catch up and do that. But it was interesting because is it a Hot Toys announcement if everybody doesn't complain about the sculpt? If anybody complains about that John Wick sculpt, I will ban you from my social media. I thought, it's funny, when those promo pictures for Peacemaker came up, I looked at it and was like, I don't think it's that bad, but I always like to wait for the in-hand footage from Secret Base, because guaranteed, like 6-scale Kawu or MRC, like someone's going to go to Secret Base and get some in-hand footage. And then I think it was 6-scale Kawu who had some footage from Secret Base. And when I looked at the sculpt, I was like, I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's horrible. Which is interesting because the lighting at Secret Base is not great. Those display cabinets, when you walk in and they've got that first cabinet with all of their new releases and announcements, the lighting's atrocious in there. And I looked at it and I didn't have a problem with it. So I don't know. Do I have low standards? Are people just more nitpicky than me? I don't know. I hope Howard will drop more Hot Toys so this becomes a 4-hour stream. I appreciate your enthusiasm. Isn't there a 24-hour stream coming up at some stage this weekend? Just watch the Peacemaker Season 1 recap. You'll be good. Oh, is that... Is the recap... Was that a TV thing, or is that like a... do they have a recap at the start of the first episode is I think what I'm wanting to ask. Or sometimes back in the day, TV shows would have like an episode 0, which would often be like a bit of a recappy episode. Because we don't have HBO Max in Australia, I don't think. So I'd need to also work out where I'm watching it from. Was in the pre-order queue for Widow on Sideshow only for them to not be able to sell that one to Australia. Then Wang Ran offers my backup. Oh, you're in Australia, Salvatore. Yeah, and this is why I've never done the late night Sideshow queue thing, because I have heard people say they went through that process and then Sideshow was like, sorry, you can't buy this in your region. And it's unfortunate because for a lot of us, we are forced to go through that reseller route to get figures like Artisan figures. And I typically don't pre-order Hot Toys figures through resellers. Like I have done so with like William for like third-party figures like So-So Toys. And that was what got me, because when I wanted the Artisan Bucky, I didn't really have a lot of options. So I've had to pre-order that through Jeremy Kaza. I've never ordered through him before. As I said, I don't order Hot Toys pre-orders through resellers. So I did it going, I'm going to pay the minimum amount. I know what the risks are. And if something happens on my head, be it. But I don't want to be in a position where I have like a bunch of pre-orders with a reseller, because what's happened with William has happened with Toys Wonderland, has happened with so many before. So I'm really sorry to hear that's happened, because I know other people that are in the same boat. They pre-ordered that Black Widow through William and they're probably not going to get it. Maybe there'll be a miracle. I don't know. But at this stage, given he's not contactable by Facebook Messenger, they're not responding to emails, I don't really know how you even get in touch with the guy now. It's impossible, I would say. Recap at the start of season 2. Oh, amazing. Okay. That's good to know. Oh, that sucks. Stay in the queue only to be told not available in your region. Why let you join the queue in the first place? Well, that's what gets me. And that's the thing. Like, I think they should be more clear. Like, if they can only distribute Artisan figures to certain regions, like, say that on the page. Just have, please note, we can only, because I know pop culture has done that in the past with, believe it or not, Funko Pops. Because when they have the convention exclusive figures, they would typically get a lot of people from other countries coming onto their website and buying them. And I remember they then implemented a restriction where I think it was just people in North America couldn't come onto the pop culture website to buy the convention exclusive figures. And it gave local collectors more of a chance to get them. But this is where I've said previously, like, I really wish the distribution for Artisan was a bit more equitable. Like, each continent perhaps got an allocation. So people in Europe, people in Australia, people in North America, people in South America all have, people in Asia have an amount, and they're competing within their region to get those figures. It's not, you get some in Hong Kong, you get some at Sideshow, and then that's it. If you're not fortunate enough to live in one of those areas, you're then rolling the dice with a reseller and hoping they don't run away with your money, which is not fun. Goodness, between Black Widow and this Wolverine, quality over quantity, right? I'm totally down for quality over quantity. I was so happy to see this was released. I feel like the Deadpool figures have been out for a while, so I get it. People want to complete their displays. It's Deadpool and Wolverine, and this looks fantastic. And I have to say, Figure Hideout, I was watching the review, and I was starting to question, because I was like, I'm not getting Deadpool and Wolverine. I had other Deadpool and Wolverine figures. I sold them. I'm not doing this. And then I'm looking at how good this is going. Am I making a mistake? Should I be getting, and particularly these blogger photos, I'm loving these blogger photos where they're combining figures. So well done to them, because all the photos showing Deadpool and Wolverine together were just making me feel like serious FOMO that I had not pre-ordered this Wolverine. So I'm doing my best to resist, particularly because I've got an Artisan John Wick I'm probably going to try to buy. But this Wolverine, it ticks so many boxes. It's a great likeness to Hugh Jackman. It's the comic-inspired suit. The swap-out options, like you can have it battle damaged, you can have it sleeveless, you can have sleeved look. And even I didn't realize this till I watched Figure Hideout's review, but the claws actually detach from the gloves. And I think that's something that Hot Toys hasn't done in the past, because typically with Wolverine figures, you'll get like a set of clawed hands and that's it. Whereas I saw Figure Hideout, he sort of took the claws out and then you can change it onto different style of hands, which is quite interesting. Like I don't think Hot Toys has done that before. So as I say, there was levels to this figure that I didn't realize were there. And I seriously was just so impressed with everything I saw in that review. I think if you're getting this, you're not going to be disappointed. Ash is hyped. Widow and Wolverine for the win, 100%. Like, seriously. I have to think, because, we're in September now. They've got to be up there with some of the best figures Hot Toys has done this year. Like, seriously. I didn't have an interest in the Black Widow Iron Man 2 figure, but I look at that and I look at the Endgame Wanda, which is the figure I'm interested in. I've got the sculpted one on pre-order. The Black Widow, I think, blows the Wanda away. I 100% think the hair and the likeness blows the Scarlet Witch away. 100%. Looks like my Days of Future Past Wolverine is going into storage. Yeah, I sold mine. I sold mine to Iron Logan. And now I'm like, I don't know, I'm like going, do I need a Wolverine again? Oh, these photos, it makes it so hard to resist. You turn out incredible now to determine how to display. I mean, you're going to get some good inspo with these blogger pictures if you have a look at them, because there were some really cool photos showing Deadpool and Wolverine together. The only negative I see possibly are the claws are not die cast, but that's so not a deal breaker, at least for me. Yeah, funny that you talk about deal breakers, because the one thing that I didn't realize until Figure Hideout had pointed it out in his video was that unfortunately on these two things actually to do with the swap out arms. So on the these arms, there's sadly like a visible seam line, which is such a shame because it's on the outer bit of the arm. So even Figure Hideout was saying, like, It's a shame that wasn't on the back of the arm or on the inner side of the arm, which is a bummer. And then the other thing that surprised me was he put the sleeved arm and the non-sleeved arm next to each other. And there was a bit of a difference in the length, which really surprised me. I would have thought you'd have them the same length, but there was a bit of a size difference between the two, which, again, is that a showstopper? I don't think so, but it did surprise me. And as I say, I think the main thing that might be a bit of a bummer is that visible seam. So you'll just need to be mindful when you're posing to try to make that a little bit less obvious. Ash says need to. I mean, I could totally picture people getting the standard and the deluxe. So you have one with the Hugh Jackman, one with the helmeted sculpt, the different outfit options. And this was the thing, like, the Jackman head sculpt looks great. You've got swap out mouthpieces for the mask. Even the, because Figure Hideout was obviously pointing out that the chest plate, which is swap out, is a bit of a harder plastic. But it even just looked texturally, Hot Toys have done a really good job of making sure that even though there's a hard and soft plastic, that the coloring and the shading all looks very consistent. So I think, you know, obviously this was a huge movie, big hit. People have waited for this figure a long time, and Hot Toys has done an absolutely amazing job on delivering on such a highly anticipated figure. And he looks so good, and you've got so many posing options with him. I seriously am having those thoughts are creeping in. Did I make a mistake not pre-ordering? I love they're implementing soft fabric boots versus split cut. Yeah, these are not split cut boots. They were like one piece, but you could see in the video that there was a little bit of movement to them. Trembled Us, I'm guessing they made a lot of these Wolverines. Yeah, between the standard and deluxe, and given the movie, I'm going to guess there's a few of them. Yeah, at Seamline, I saw Fig's video. They definitely could have just put the seam under and not on top. And yes, the bare arms are like gorilla length versus the sleeved ones. Again, not a deal breaker for me, the way I'm thinking of posing him. Yeah, and I think this is the thing. You can use the posing to try to hide some of these things, but I do think Figure Hideout had a really good point that I think if they'd made those seams at the back of the arm, probably problem solved. I don't know if they were thinking of people perhaps doing the sort of crossed claw pose and thinking that would make it visible. I guess that's, you know, no matter where you place it, people are probably going to have a problem with it. But it was a shame that was there. For me, not really wanting the Hue sculpt, I'm more looking forward to the battle damage, even though it could have been done a little better at the chest plate. Yeah, Figure Hideout did say that he thought the battle damage was a little bit soft on that chest plate, which is a bummer because otherwise the rest of the figure looks incredible. Natalie Harris, happy birthday, Helen, for when it was your birthday. Thank you. It was on Monday, 1st of September, first day of spring here in Australia. So yeah, I've just decided to make it my birthday week because I'm kind of juvenile. I can't wait. Ash, I really hope you get this before Christmas. I think that would be cool. After seeing the blogger pics, I ordered another Wolverine. So with the TVA version, I'll have 3. That's the thing. There's the TVA version as well. There's the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine. Like, there's a few Wolverines coming out. So I can see people going a bit crazy for the Wolverines. Helen, have you seen the seamless boots for the Hot Toys Batman on 1/6 kit? They look good. I did see Kit post those boots, and I have to be honest, I was probably with those people kind of not understanding why the boots were made and what the point of them was. I didn't realize that was a big selling point, that they were seamless. So maybe I'll have to take another look at them and have a think about whether I do or don't want them. I actually have purchased a few additional sets of Batman boots. I know, like, my First Night Out Batman, the original convention one, had that broken ankle problem that a lot of them have. I bought that one secondhand. So I think I'd bought even armory boots to swap out on them to fix that problem. And then I've got another spare set somewhere. So it's something I hadn't considered. But as I said, now that I realize that's what the benefit of those is, I'll have to take a closer look. But yeah, I did see the listing. Seriously, they look so good. Look at that head sculpt. I think even just the hair, like the detail they're getting in this sculpted hair nowadays is so good. And I know Artisan is something people enjoy. People enjoy the rooted hair. I am keen to see on a sculpt with shorter hair. Can they get it with this amount of detail? Can they get it looking this good? Because that's probably one of the things I'm really keen to see with Iron Spider. Because I'm not sure if I'm a believer in rooted hair for such short hair like this. I don't know. Ash, I need 2 or 3. Crazy, maybe. I mean, if you love it, who's to say if that's crazy or not? Only you can be that judge. But this sculpt does look so good. It really does. That person wanting a 4-hour stream, I don't think my voice is going to hold up for 4 hours. I feel like I'm totally struggling, so apologies, everyone. But more photos of that sculpt, and seriously, from all angles, this looks good. And there were some really good blogger pictures for this figure, which we love. We love a good blogger photo. He looks so good. And as I said, having the part of the glove with the claws coming out to swap onto the other gloves, that's super cool. I think that's really cool. Hopefully people don't then start breaking them. Be gentle. Be gentle with your Wolverine claws, everyone. Yeah, this does look so good. And then, come on now. And this was where, when they had the blogger pictures of Deadpool and Wolverine together, I was like, stop it. Because this is where that FOMO was creeping in, and I was like, oh, have I made a mistake not ordering Deadpool and Wolverine? They look so good together. And even this, it's such a simple pose, but it takes you back to the movie. It is so incredibly cool. So yeah, I've just been blown away. Like, as I say, Black Widow and Wolverine, for me, I'm feeling like, God, they've got to be 9.5 out of 10s, if not 10 out of 10s. Like, I think the small issues with Wolverine, I think, are very small. Black Widow, as I said, I feel like the only thing that potentially could be a bit of a potential black mark is if there are glue issues with the hair. I do know a couple of people that have received it and they haven't said that they've had any issues with theirs. So fingers crossed that's not going to be a problem with the Black Widow. Oh, Mike. Not to be a buzzkill for the Wolverine, but release the yellow and brown suit Wolverine. I'm really surprised they haven't. I still yeah, they've done so much for this movie. I'm still a little bit surprised we haven't seen Gambit. I always felt like Elektra was a little bit less likely, but when did they show us that teaser of the Resistance? Like, that was a lot earlier in the year, if not last year. And they still haven't done them. So we'll see. But yeah, as I say, some of these blogger photos were just fantastic. They did a fantastic job. They look good. I have to be honest with you. I'm still I was still thinking a little bit about that John Wick, guys. That was incredible. What a mic drop moment from Howard. What a mic drop moment. Figure Out says, I just noticed that's the battle damage Deadpool and some of the blogger pics. Looks great. And this is the thing, because when I saw the blogger pics and then I saw Figure Hideout's review, I was looking and I was like, oh, if I got a Deadpool, like, which one would I want to get? Would I want to get the normal one, the battle damaged one? Like, I think both have pros and cons. Both look great. But I do. As I say, I like this approach. We saw it a bit with Kidpool. I think we saw it with the boy band trooper dude. I like when they give you multiple figures to show you this is how you could display it, this is how you could do it. Because I do think for some figures it's a selling point. Like, I think it definitely would have been for Kidpool. But with this just looks so good. I think it was very smart to show both of them in some of these blogger pictures. If Hot Toys hasn't done Johnny Storm yet, then I don't think the rest of the Resistance is coming either. Well, I mean, the sentiment that seems to be going around is that there's something about permissions with the Johnny Storm, waiting for some kind of approval. I can't think. They went so deep into the Fantastic Four. Surely they're not making Johnny Storm. Like, if they don't make the Silver Surfer, like, I think that would be a shame, but I could understand why, because I think that would need a lot of development. Are we going to see that character again? Do they want to do that? But I have to think Johnny Storm is coming. And as I say, the sentiment seems to be that there's some approval incoming. Wait, there was another John Wick announcement. Damn it, work gets in the way. Yeah, Bob gave us a heads up. Howard, maybe half an hour ago, so as I said, very late in Hong Kong, which is the same time zone as me, they dropped a Chapter 1 John Wick announcement, and it's going to have a standard release and an Artisan, and it looks phenomenal. And I was super excited because J&D showed a photo of their Chapter 1 and Chapter 4 John Wicks, and they said pre-orders are opening in the 2nd or 3rd week in September. And then Howard just went, oh, cute, I have a John Wick 1 too. Here's my John Wick. And mine's going to have a standard release that anyone can buy and is probably going to be a lot cheaper than your John Wick. So, yeah, incredibly excited. The head sculpt looks amazing. But we didn't see a lot. There was maybe like 4 pictures, and we didn't get the photo that shows everything that's included in the figure. So there was a shot that had him in like the turtleneck, and then the Artisan, or the picture that was labeled as Artisan, had him in like the grey suit with the shirt and tie. So more details incoming, but super excited for the John Wick. It looks amazing. And guys, as I said at the start of the stream, I released my first only members video, Virtual Pats with Shuri, as suggested by Keith Lee. It's an adventure. As I say, Shuri is a touch me with your eyes kind of a girl. So when you go to pat her, sometimes you can, sometimes she has boundaries. So that's a bit of fun for people who want to watch a little bit of Shuri time. But if you are a channel member, do let me know what else would you like to see me do. If you're not a channel member, what would maybe entice you to become a channel member? Is it a specific type of content? I talked earlier, because, you know, I'm wearing my Shuri shirt, that I'd been contemplating some like Shiro and Shuri like merch for myself. Would you like merch? Because if I do merch, I could give a discount code. I just don't know how much interest there is for certain stuff. So if there is interest, I'm happy to look into it and do that. And if there's not, that's also fine. As I said, I was thinking of doing a couple of shirts with like my channel logo and stuff like that, so I could wear them on the streams and in my videos as just a no-brainer. This is kind of like my uniform for the streams, but then I didn't know if people have an interest in that stuff. Have no idea. So I figure if you don't ask the question, you do not know. Virtual Pats, that's a unique and fitting perk, Helen. Well, it was suggested by Keith, because you know Shuri is like, you know, she's the foundational pillar of this channel. Like she's just a rock solid kind of a gal. And yeah, as I said, that was suggested. Keith was like, how about some virtual pats with Shuri? And I was like, yeah, I can do that. There was a few I tried to do that did not go too well, but as I say, we did a mix. Shuri virtual pats, licks and bites. Yeah, that's a pretty good summary of how it went. So there was a few different interactions with Shuri that I spliced together. As I said, sometimes they go well, sometimes they don't. That's fine. As I say, she's a quirky girl with some boundaries, and I respect that. Ash, I wonder what Deadpool will drop next. Don't be that person. You just got Wolverine. Enjoy the Wolverine for a bit before you then go to the next thing. And if you haven't done so, go check out Figure Hideout's review. It's fantastic. Look at Shuri. She's so cute. Let me remove this. I'm back. Look, with my Shuri shirt. She's so cute. My little Shuri. All right, guys, as I said, I'm going to try to keep this to 2 hours, and I can totally hear that my voice is not holding up very well. So I'm going to wrap things up. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me this week. I really enjoyed it. As I said, what a roller coaster with that John Wick drop. I am so excited about that. I'll be back same time, same place next week. As I said, if you have a channel membership or you're considering one, let me know what kind of perks you would like. I am more than happy to do my best to facilitate them. And as we march to 4,000 subs, Tim Tam giveaway. We're creeping there. What will my next video be? I don't know. I'm not that organized. I should be, but I'm not. I also don't want to just put out a bunch of videos and recycle the same topics, and some people just do this same slightly different slants on things, and I'm trying not to be like that. I'm trying to think of things that are a bit more unique and add a little bit more value. Yeah, this is not going to last much longer. Sorry, guys. As I said, I've been up and down this week with the last bit of winter and trying to shake this cold or whatever the heck this has been. It's not been fun. 2 hours just got here, not even a mention of orange chocolate. Well, no, I should have put that as one of my birthday week stream rules. No mention of orange chocolate, but that's fine. It was more than no mention of other stuff that was important to me. Have a great weekend, Helen. Thank you, Valkyrie, and I appreciate that super chat from earlier in the stream. That was very kind. Deadpool red suit. I just arrived. You're late. Thank you, Helen and Shuri. Thank you, Miss Batwoman, for coming along. Great stream. Till next time. Thank you, Toy Collector. Great shirt. Yeah, it's was a birthday present. My friend made me custom pajamas with photos of Shuri, and I loved them so much that I decided I was going to wear the shirt on the stream because look at her. Look at how cute she is. Little baby Shuri. My little munchkin. Always appreciate the stream, Helen. Have a great week. Thank you. You too. Valkyrie says, I don't need the perks. I'm a channel member to support you, Helen. Thank you. That's incredibly kind. I still want to think of some cool stuff. Oh, goodness, it's starting to rain. I missed that happy birthday. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks for the vid. I'm assuming that's the Shuri vid, and you're absolutely welcome. Okay, I think the rain and the storm is also coming, which is another cue to wrap it up. So, guys, I hope you have an amazing weekend. Stay safe, and I will see you here next week